Yeah, the football tiger here, like and subscribe. Morocco's campaign in this World Cup should be studied. Yes, they may not be champions of Africa because they lost to Senegal at home. Whole world was against Morocco for what happened, but you cannot deny that in the World Cup, Morocco always shows the level of how much African football have progressed. And today in this World Cup, they shown it again against Canada. Last week, the other day they showed it against the Netherlands. The giant Netherlands have succumbed at the hands of the Moroccans. And today they easily progressed against Canada. And that shows the power of their football, how much it progressed. Senegal should have really learned from games like this. They should learn from today on to avoid making these kind of mistakes. Because if you remember, Senegal, look at their roadmap. It wasn't that bad. They were easily leading 2-0 against Belgium up until the 85th minute. And the coach, Pap Chow, decided to make monumental mistakes just a few minutes before that. And once he started making those changes, taking off the players like Pape Gueye and Habib Diarra, who was one of the best players on the pitch up until that time, why you take him off? And Belgium came back, unfortunately 2-2. It went into extra time. Belgium has won it. A Belgium that did not do anything against Senegal. They didn't even get a single shot on target. Senegal dominated that whole game, but Senegal failed within a few tactical errors by bringing on players on the pitch that didn't deserve to be on that pitch. And those players cost Senegal 2 quick goals that are unexplainable within minutes. But look at how disciplined Morocco was today. They were clinical from behind. Players like Ouadi, I think he's like 18-year-old. I think PSG can snatch this player, but this is one of the best midfielders in this World Cup, period. And he's so young and clinical. It reminds me of like when Guendouzi was coming up, playing for Arsenal and whatnot. And this is, he's just so strong. You watched him against Brazil. You see how, he was strong and clinical. And Onwahi, who was non-existent in this whole World Cup, pretty much showed up today with 2 goals on the 50th and the 82nd minute. They doubled down, and every time Morocco scored, they got amped up to let's keep going. And Senegal didn't do that. They wanted to sit back against Belgium. They forgot Romelu Lukaku from behind. He came on and scammed the goal, and then a few minutes later, they got destroyed again. This is what you're supposed to do. Don't make a mistake of sitting back, getting comfortable when you're leading. Yeah, that's the power. That's the big lesson that needs to be learned in this World Cup. A lot of teams have been doing it, and it hasn't been going too well for them, And Senegal just needed to learn a big lesson from Morocco. Shout out to Morocco. I think their campaign should be okay for now. Who's Morocco gonna play next? It's gonna be between France and Paraguay. Obviously, their next game would be very difficult against France. But hey, I've seen Ivory Coast beat France in the friendlies just before the World Cup 2-1. Amad Diallo was clinical in that game. If Ivory Coast can beat France 2-1 in the friendlies before the World Cup, Morocco can do it. They can pull it off. They can pull off the miracle and beat Mbappe. The French team is scary, bro. Like, nobody could stop them. I mean, look, they destroyed Senegal in that second half. First half, Senegal controlled everything. Tempo, pressing, back passes, controlling the tempo of the game. France couldn't do much. They couldn't even get shots on target. But the second half, once Deschamps made his clinical changes, boom, he got back on the game and they destroyed Senegal 3-1. And look at what they did to the Norway. France doesn't play. Sweden. To the Sweden of Alexander Isak and Gyökeres and all these guys couldn't stop France. France is just unstoppable. You can't prevent them from scoring because you have one of the best strikers in the world, arguably the best, Kylian Mbappe, and then you have next to him Michael Olise. Everybody's fighting to get this guy. Real Madrid allegedly wants to deploy over $200 million. Bayern Munich still won't sell Olise because I think Vincent Kompany wants to keep him. But now You have Olise on this side. Ousmane Dembele, Ballon d'Or last season. Possible Ballon d'Or this season. It could be too. We don't know. But yeah, there you have it. Ryan Cherky's on the bench. If you forgot that there's some problems. That's how great and clinical France is. They're very scary. They're the best team in this tournament at this point. So hopefully Morocco can pull that one off if France beat Paraguay today, because yesterday, man, that Cape Verde team was just had Messi worried a little bit there. Yeah, had Messi worried a little bit. I'm kind of glad there are underdog teams that can surprise people and outperform the big teams, even if they're losing and they're on their way out. But we all know some of the refereeing decisions with Argentina is always iffy. Like it seems like the refereeing in FIFA this season, this World Cup has just been trash. It's been rubbish. We don't, yeah, nah, don't ascribe to that, because like the VAR thing, certain goals that have been disallowed, that seems like they should have been allowed. Certain fouls that are allowed, seems like they should have been allowed, and vice versa. This is the worst refereeing VAR World Cup ever, because there's a lot of controversies since the beginning of this tournament. It's been like that. I don't know why, but VAR was supposed to be helping us and not destroying teams. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like up the video, share it, subscribe. I'm out.